Morning! As you can see, queue's still there, which is a bit of a problem. Because to get out, you got to go all the way around the block, join the back of the queue through the petrol station, then out, which is just a bit stupid, really. So I'm going to do what everyone else has been doing, and that no left turn, no entry bit there, and go through that bit. Because I ain't sitting in a petrol station queue for an hour just to get out onto the motorway. That's ridiculous. Checks are all done, no one's coming. Avert your eyes for a couple of seconds. You saw nothing. I'm not sitting in that queue just so I can leave. Luckily, I filled up in the UK, and also luckily my fuel tanks are linked together, so when I fill one up, I fill both up at the same time. So I started just over 3/4 of a tank. I'm now ever so slightly under half a tank, so I've got plenty of fuel to get me back to the UK even. So France could completely run out of fuel and I would be fine-ish, as long as I don't get my fuel nicked if people start getting that desperate. But anyway, hour down the road, it should put me into Nice, Cannes, even just slightly before 11, and see my guy should be waiting for me. So this junction doesn't say anything about restricting trucks. Cool. Now that we're in Cannes, I'm not actually delivering to the final destination. So what I'm actually doing is delivering to another events company on the edge of town that specialises, I assume, in transporting everyone's goods into Cannes. And so I'm going to be going to a warehouse and transshipping it all into smaller trucks, basically. Definitely can't go that way. 3.5 tons itinerary obligatoire. Cool. Is that a supermarket? There should be a Lidl on the end here, or somewhere. Yeah, there we go, Lidl. Cool. So this is the correct way. That's Cannes Airport in front, and Cannes is the other side of that. Turn off for this first right, I think it was. A third warehouse on the right. It's warehouse number 1, warehouse number 2. Warehouse number 3 is that one. In here, in theory, I suppose. If there's any way to turn around, that's the only problem. Could be an interesting reverse out. Where do you want me to just park up here? And
I'd say in the shade.
in the shade? Will do.
Will you put the back into the shade when we're on that?
Yeah. Yes. Grab that camera and we'll see what's going on. Just trying to think how I can turn around. I mean, there's possibly an option driving to that corner there, back the trailer over to that white door, and jackknife it and skim along this curtain sider. There might be just enough length there to get the trailer spun round. The only other option is up at the far end, back the trailer into the corner near the gate, try and clear the corner of the warehouse with the unit, and then just wiggle back and forth so you get the unit pointed in the right direction. I think they're the only real options, apart from reversing all the way back out onto the road. There goes the first van. One more to go. So what they were saying here is that there, guys, spin round at the bottom there and then reverse all the way back up into here. So I think what I've got to do is reverse all the way out, turn round and then come back in. But before I can do that, I've got to wait for all these crates to be put away. And I think the two vans that were loaded are these first two here. I don't know what the third one is, if that's theirs or someone else's. But that's them loaded, ready to rock and roll early in the morning. Most of the crates are out the way, but I'm conscious of how low the sun is, so I'd like to get moving sooner rather than later. Hard part is going to be getting through the gate, because no matter which way I come at it, there's going to be a blind side at some point. Am I clear of the wall? Yes, but not enough for my liking. No bloody patience at all, these French. There he goes, cool. Now I can spin round. Reverse it. Nobody's coming at the moment. Cool. Some people coming, but I'm almost at the gate. So, screw you, you'll have to wait. Pretty much room to play with. Blindside it around that crate. Forklift coming into view, send it around the back of that. Watch out for these crates on my right. Watch out for the BMW. Cool, we're in. Easy. Just like that. So reverse all the way across the yard and up alongside that other trailer. And that's pretty much it. Easy. Yeah, it's not perfectly straight, but it'll do. And there we go. That's how you turn a truck around in these parts. I think I can finally clock off now and call it a day. Hooray. So, it turns out that this is a little bit more involved than I thought. I thought I was just dropping everything off this morning and then it was all going in vans and then I just park up somewhere and have a merry week off. Apparently not. I've loaded 2 vans today. I load another 1, maybe 2 tomorrow morning. And then the rest of it I have to take. So apparently trucks can go into cans on certain exceptional circumstances. So I've got a little map here. I need to go around to the sports stadium at the top end of the airport, so where I turned right if you turn left, that's where that is. And then somehow make my way right down to the seafront and round the back of the marina into this little thing, exhibition centre. It's a tiny little place. And apparently one of the guys here says that if you're involved with the build-up and the breakdown, you can park in the football stadium for the whole time for free. So I might see if I can get a pass that lets me do that. And I can park my truck up there, have my 45 there, and go off to a hotel in Cannes somewhere, which will be much nicer than staying in Ventimiglia. Morning! I've just loaded up the vans. It's now my turn to leave. If I can fit through this gap. It's nice and simple. Drive pretty much just round the edge of the airport to the Boca Stadium, and then the check-in area should be in the grounds of the stadium. I'll find out what I'm doing after that. There's also talk now of having to reverse down some really narrow road. I don't know if they're wanting me to try and get to this other place that they're delivering to, which is what the vans are for. Yes, this is why lorries don't come into Cannes. Because this is the main road and it's this tight. So what are the little back roads like? This is roundabout number 3, and there's a football stadium, so it looks promising, and a lot of trucks parked up. Cool. So in theory, in here. These are all Dutch guys, are they? Okay. That'll do. Let's see about booking in then. Alright, got me a ticket, and looking at the official route in, it's not the way I'd go because part of the route uses a very narrow looking road when I was looking at Google yesterday, but according to this you can drive straight down, but according to my map that's a pedestrianised street. Palais de Festival says to go that way. Control obligatoire. I do not like that way at all. And that truck came from down that way, so I'm going to go that way. And the signs say go that way. Why they wouldn't make this the official route, I don't know. They want us to come. They wanted us to come from the left here. Yeah, that's quite a tiny narrow street. And you could do it if there was a truck going back up that way. I don't think you'd get past each other. Here's the marina. There's the exhibition centre on the far side. That's where I need to be. You can really see why they don't want trucks down here, because this is one of the few decent roads, and it's not that decent. So you start going off into the back of town, it's not going to be a nice day for you, that's for sure. Hello.
Good. Not TheWanderingMuzungu. Good.
Right down, yeah. Okay, thanks. That's where vans go. We don't want that. Truck entrance should be just down here. Hey. Tiero?
Pontiero là-bas.
Where?
You come back Pontiero. Okay?
Oh, turn round and reverse in. So, reverse in, yeah?
Retourne là-bas, Pontiero.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. What I'll do is I'll stop where that guy stopped me before, and then I'll give him a phone call to see what's going on. I should be able to chuck a U-turn here. And then I'll see what's going on. It says I can go this time. We'll see if he invites me in this time or turns me away. Chaos. It's like Monaco all over again. Bollard and these parked cars makes life very nice indeed. BBC? See if I can find my guy. I might have to give him a phone call. Organised chaos. At least you can get more than 2 trucks in here. Ah, here's my guy. Cool.
You're going to go in here.
Yeah, okay.
So if you can back in, that'll be better. I think Spencer room is flat.
I can get
Just
far
swing down
enough
the
around
middle
that
one.
corner, yeah.
Right there. You can back in, so reverse. Yeah. And then up to some ped barrier there,
Yeah.
which is a walkway. But that's where we're going to, cross over there and walk stuff in.
Yeah, okay. eventually. Don't know what's worse, this or Monaco. There's more parking at least. Slightly better management of the traffic situation. Maybe this place has got it. Hey, job done, let's go. Back to La Boca, which is not its official name, but it's the only name that British people can remember and pronounce. Back the way I came, not going whatever the official route was. Park in La Boca, and then potentially I'm there for a couple of days. They might need me Saturday, and then the 4 days that the show are on, I can do what I want. In and out without hitting the ground, which is a start. So there is a road that they want me to reverse up. Which one is it? Not this one. Which I think is doable. It's narrow. It's just about wide enough for a truck. I can't turn left or right, but I can reverse up it and drive back down. It's like a second summer. Just starting to get cold in the UK, getting down to single digits and overnight, only just getting into doubles during the day. It's now 26 degrees here. Boca Centre, airport's A8. This is the way we want to go. So I'm getting with all the UK guys. There's loads up at the top end. I came down the bottom end, so Peter Schmidt's were. You can hang back. You are lovely, thank you. All the guys on the left here are UK number plates. Any space up here? There is just about. Green Scania Longline. It's a rigid one as well. Never seen one of them before. Go. These parking bays aren't half a bit narrow, they're not really wide enough for a truck, but there's a couple of guys walking around topless. They look like they've made themselves at home. Drive one in country France, 1 o'clock, start at 7:15 this morning, so nice short day, easy money. Trailer lock is on, so they can't get in the back and nick any of the random bits and bobs that are left over. Leave the aircon running for a moment and then switch the engine off. That's me done. Morning. As you can see, most of these are UK trucks. There's the odd one. There's like a German one there. There's a Hungarian one. That's Italian or French. But the guys either side of me are UK. I am probably going to take a leaf out of their book because, as you can see, I'm currently facing square on with the sun, and it's got very hot in here now that it's getting up a bit. So what I might do at some point is clock on and spin the truck around, do what they've done. I spoke to a couple of other drivers. You used to go down and along the coast road, but they got rid of that a couple of months ago, a few months ago. But the general consensus is the new route is completely stupid and no one follows it 100%. That's what some of the other guys recommend you do. Go straight over and then turn left at the second roundabout and go through the industrial estate. That's a lot better than going into town. And there is a pedestrianised area as well in the middle. There we go, much better. And I've got entertainment to watch. I can watch traffic going by all day. That's the tyres shined up. All the black plastic shined up, looking lovely. The only thing really left to do is the metal work. I've had a couple of goes on the exhaust shield, which is why it looks slightly shinier than the fuel tanks. But it is a very slow and painful process doing metal. You've got like a dull, brushed finish that you've got to try and get rid of. It takes forever. And there's today's stuff, quite a bit. Yeah, keep coming, keep going. Well, there we go, 10 minutes later, job done, just the two of us. It looked like quite a lot, but it flew off in a matter of minutes. He says he's going to be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. I can check in at the hotel by 2 o'clock, so I might go and do that and then come back, unload, and then I can go back to the hotel, and that's me done for 3 days. Lovely. Just what I needed. Well, there's everything packed in my bag. I'll pick it up and head to the hotel. Never seen a hotel room like that. You don't get a key card, you get an access code. There we go. And a bathroom and shower. Cool. And I'm going to be making use of that straight away. And I'll see what I do from there. So that's what we've got so far. But whilst I'm waiting for the guy to turn up, because it's about another hour or so yet, so I'm going to have dinner. The original text I got said 8 till midnight. The guy yesterday said he'd be here at 8. That text was 8:35, said they're on their way. No sign of a van, so unless they went to the warehouse over the other side of the airport, I don't know where they've got to. Well, there we go. Build up is over. The event is now on for 4 days. And there's not much more to do. So I will go into town and have a walk around. I think we'll start off by scoping out the route. So this is the way the truck drivers come. This is not the official route at the moment. The official route joins up just a bit further down here. And we'll have a walk, see what it's all about. Why is this the official route? It's such a dumb road. The coast road's so much better. There's all the Peter Schmidts still. truck's way off up there somewhere. Locks look fine. Wheels haven't been slashed. There's a can appeared from somewhere, but everything else appears to be alright. All sorted, everything is back as it should be. There was an awful lot of people yesterday with badges walking all over town. More accents and languages that I think I've ever heard in one day than I've ever heard at all. There's people from all over the world on. But I've got 2.5 days left. Maybe try and find out why my inverter doesn't work and why it's knocked out the TV booster aerial. Whether it's fried the circuits or something, or just blown a fuse somewhere. It's not sending power at all. I have independently checked these, and the TV still does work. It's just there's like a grounding issue or something. And yeah, somewhere up in this corner was a big bang of some sort. This panel does come off. That there is the ground for the inverter. So the power comes from the batteries up underneath this thing into here, and then the return, instead of running all the way back down to the batteries, it just runs along under here, up, and bolts onto the chassis there, and then the power just has to work its way down through the chassis back to the batteries. But something has gone wrong somewhere, and it started off when it first doing it arcing quite a lot, and then it slowly got less and less, and now it doesn't do it. That blue light should come on, and it did up until that went bang. So I managed to get to the holder of the fuse, and that looks to me, if the camera would ever focus, probably not, but I'm seeing a very thin bit of wire that looks intact. Alright, what do we got? An unbelievably long extension lead that runs from one of these plugs. That one's for the TV, I think. And they've got like a 15-metre long extension lead that then just runs around the corner to there, which is what 1 metre? Right, where can I put that? There. So that there looks like where my thing plugs into. So if I... hello, you've come loose. Wow, they're very loose. Okay, that explains that. That's that one problem solved anyway. Okay. Ah, yes. I have a blue light. We have found the problem for that then, at least. That's one problem solved. So this big, thick wire here, that comes up from the battery, out of that hole, and then the return comes back along. There's a big thick wire there. That's the out return, and then it comes out and up to there. Rather than doing what this one does, going back down into that hole, down to the batteries. So I've managed to trace the wire. Comes down like the corner of the cab, through the fuse box. There's the top of it. There's the wire there. So it comes out the bottom of the fuse box, loops over the top into that gap there, through the wiring loom, and then that disappears in behind there, which is the protection that keeps all the water and the spray out from getting to the engine. So then the wire comes back down this way, along here, and up into that junction box there. So I think that's the wire that's going up to the inverter. And there's a couple other big wires, and then there's this big wire here that comes out and along, and that's for the Anderson lead, which originally was not wired in properly. and I wasn't driving it at the time, one of the other guys was, but he plugged in the Anderson lead, it all sparked up and it blew up all the big main fuses and it basically killed the truck. So the power cable looks intact and it looks like it's wired in properly, so it's not the live side that is the problem. Right, if I shimmy my way back underneath the steering axle, there ain't much room. Eventually we get behind it. So there's the power cable for the Anderson lead. Runs off, Anderson plugs up there, and the return comes back and wires into the chassis there. And as you can see, there's one spare. So I reckon the return lead on inverter, instead of bolting up onto the thin bit of metal in the top left corner of the truck, it needs to run all the way back down here and plug into that. But yes, that's it. We're all sorted. My accreditation for tomorrow is all sorted. Got our booking time. I need to be down there for 4:40 in the morning to beat the rush hour traffic so that I can reverse into that little tiny side road, and then I can just drive straight round to the other side.